Cool, perfect. Dan George with Ben Whittaker. Ben, you're fighting Ezra Arenyeka on the 15th of June. Just sum up how you're feeling ahead of that fight for us.
I'm happy. The main thing is a belt on the line, something to show off with, something to hold my jeans up with. So yeah, I'm excited and just another fight really.
You was getting a bit excited, let's say, maybe in the press conference earlier. What do you make of that? Maybe a bit of nervous energy looking to intimidate you?
Yeah, maybe there's nervous energy. It's a big stage, a lot of lights on you, big cameras, and if you haven't done it before, it is intimidating. So it's one of those things. You can't take much from it, but I know what I've got to do.
How much are you looking forward to having a stadium fight as well, outdoors, in the summer? You know, the sun will be out. It'll be beautiful weather, hopefully. You know, I know it's England, but yeah.
Don't start jinxing it.
Yeah, hopefully not.
It's not hailstorming. You know what I mean?
But how much are you looking forward to the occasion at Selhurst Park as well?
Of course, that's why I kind of said yes to it. I want to stay active. I want to keep building, but being able to tick off a stadium football fight like that, it's amazing. Be nice to get some sun on your back and get a win and a belt. So for me, it was a no-brainer. And hopefully down the line we can bring stuff back to the Midlands like Molyneux or something like that. So it's just an insight to what that lot will be like.
What have you made of all the social media reactions, your fights and the style? Did it catch you by surprise when, did your phone just blow up one morning or something?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It was just weird. It's like I've been doing this style since a kid, and then out of nowhere, after one performance, it went crazy. You can't complain. It is good. But I'm just being myself. I'm not changing for no one, and as long as I do the job, that's all that matters.
Did you find a lot of that was the US audience?
Yeah, US and Brazil, actually. If you go on my following, Brazil's the top country, second country is United States, then third is Britain. So it is mad. Even when I was out there for a little trip, New York, Whittaker. It was great to see, and for me it's humbling. A little boy from Darlaston, getting people like that involved is good.
You fought in some incredible arenas as well, the O2, next up on Selhurst Park. Is it great to be fighting in some big arenas and still early on in your career? Is it something that you feel will hold you in good stead for the future?
100%. I think even like when I went to Saudi on my second fight, I wasn't on like the main card, I was on YouTube. But for me, just being there, being on that atmosphere, seeing it like AJ weigh in and the atmosphere of a big fight, for me, you learn from those things. And I'm only 7 fights in. Imagine when I'm 20 fights in and I've absorbed all that knowledge, it'll be good to see.
From a boxing fan's point of view, it was good to see you in, a good test with Leon Willings last time out. How do you feel, reflect on that fight now, looking back on it? Looked like a much more competitive fight, You've been very devastating with a lot of your opponents previously, but it looked like a good contest.
Great contest. It's a fight that I needed. If you look at my record, everybody's been undefeated bar one. He was good, you know what I mean? He was brought the fight, gave me some hits that I laughed and smiled about. And at the end of the day, I won. I dropped him and won. If I lost, we could say something about it. I won. But I'm my own critic, I went back, watched it, tweaking things, and hopefully you'll see that June the 15th.
I've got to ask as well, because I'm a man from Southampton myself, and I know Louis Edmondson is someone that's been calling your name out a lot, was at the press conference down in Bournemouth. The fight's not materialised at this stage, but is that something that maybe in the future you'd like to visit?
Maybe so. For me, even the Ezra, he's a bit like Ezra, you know what I mean? Talking on my name because I'm getting clout. But Ezra, 12-0, made sense. Sky, for some reason, loved it, put a belt on the line, and I said, yeah. But like I said on the top stage, I want to make an example of those kids. Keep calling my name and not backing anything up. Go and win something, go and prove something, then we can make it happen.
Is it main event fights you've got your eyes kind of set on?
Yeah, of course. At the end of the day, win this belt and we'll see what happens. But main events, big names, big domestic busts up, all that for me is exciting.
What's the goal for you in your career? What do you want to have achieved by the time you finished?
Everything and anything, really. I want belts, of course. I want my name to go down in history, but as long as I can change my family's life, that's what I got into it for.
Facing an undefeated opponent, June 15th at Selhurst Park. Can we get a prediction for how it's going to go?
A win. That's all that matters. Any way it happens, but a win, 100%.
Just finally, the main event, Chris Smith versus Richard Riakporhe. You've been on a few of Chris's cards down in Bournemouth. Been great to have you down there. See you in person. Devastating knockout in Christmas. I loved as well how you said, let's go get Five Guys now after you finish the fight. But with your, obviously, the main event, Billam Smith versus Riakporhe, how do you see that one going, and what's your assessment on both guys?
Tough fight, man, because I really like both guys. I like Chris, I like his story, but then same again with Rich. If you said pick now, I'd probably push towards Rich, just for the simple fact I think he's in a good good stem of fights and the performances, but you can never write off Chris because his last fight, it looked like his back was against the wall. Next thing you know, he broke his rib. So it's exciting and intriguing to see.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it, man. Take care.